It's going to be a series of questions.
Okay.
Right? Don't overthink it. Short answers.
You got it. Like, how do I compare to William McKinley or?
Any question that you want to pass, you just say pass. What is your name?
Pass. No, just kidding. Mike Huston. I'm the Guybrarian. I'm the media specialist. I'm really a generalist here at the school. Yeah, it's fun. Lately, I've been just trying to fight like the drags on creativity, which is just like consuming too much like phone in my face. You know, like scrolling through Reddit or, you know, even just listening to a podcast too much. But I feel like the constant like input has been taken away from that. So I think I'm just trying to find like quietness in my brain and just like listen to the birds when I'm outside, just feel the air and the temperature and just try to quiet my mind. And then I feel like that'll like make the space to be creative again. My parents were both really musical and they brought me up playing music and everything. So it's always been a really nice part of my life. Whereas like surfing I came to later on in life, you know, I was probably like 30 when I started surfing and just became like obsessive about it. But they just both, you know, give meaning to your life. Like that sense of like play, you know, like when the friends come over and everybody's playing in the garage and you create something new and you really just start grooving. It's lovely. And then the same thing with surfing. Like it's just the best feeling in the world. I really don't have anything against Kim Kardashian, but I just feel like she's such like a stand-in for I feel like everybody has to be a yuppie these days. Everything's so about commercialism and everybody competes on this really like superficial like fancy clothes, fancy car, fancy cell phone thing. So I feel like she's like a stand-in for that, and I don't have anything against her personally, but I'd say like just as that symbol of like the vapidness of our culture, like I think when I'm with like friends or family like in the ocean, it could be like a full moon and there could be like bioluminescence in the water, or it could just be like a perfect like beach day and it's just like playtime. Like that's, to me, that's like the zone. I wish I could jump higher. You know what I'm saying? Because I have no ups. So I wish I had some more ups. I feel like I have the power to change things about myself if I wanted to. But maybe I'd be kinder. You know what I mean? Just like less critical. Like who would I want to come back as? Maybe like Kelly Slater. He's like the world surf champion and he's like in his 50s. He's been doing it for like 30 years. So that's pretty amazing to just be at the top of your game for that long. So yeah, maybe that, or maybe like Jerry Garcia or something. All right, so I feel like when you make something a job, you take the fun out of it. You're like there are jobs that are absolute misery, and there are jobs that are like pretty okay. But like for instance, when I was like lifeguarding, like it made the beach work, and that was not fun for me. Like so, I didn't like that, and I stopped doing it. So sometimes it's nice to, like everybody says, like follow your passion, and then no, like the fact that it's work a lot of times makes it not fun. Like there's some element of that, you know. I really like William Finnegan. I've always liked nonfiction writers, like journalist style writers, like Hunter Thompson and John Krakauer. I always loved to read a good Stephen King novel. Really enjoying reading through Game of Thrones because I didn't read through them. I just watched a series and now I'm reading through them and they're great as well. So we talk about those like the dime store mysteries. I love those as well too. So when I get on like a good reading kick, I like to read a lot of different things. Like, yeah, they're all like very guy books though, like mountain climbing or mysteries or something, When I was younger, definitely like Jack Kerouac, I like looked up to and everything. But now when I go back like through it and read it, I'm like less impressed with it. And now I like like the John Krakauer or William Finnegan types who like are able to be like fiercely independent, but also not be like a total like mess, not be like a total raging alcoholic or drug addict or whatever, just and also have something to contribute and like some really cool takes. Yeah. My heroes in real life, I guess just people that like don't put themselves first or like aren't materialistic, I'd say, just in general. Yeah. My favorite names, I like Phoebe. Phoebe's the name of our dog. It's a good name. We also call her Fifi, and that like fits her perfectly because she's like she's very dainty. Homer Hickam, again, one of my favorite names. Homer Hickam, Phoebe. It's a good name though. I'm gonna steal this one from Cord Moreski. If I have to, I have to. Because it's so true, right? Like 99% of what we have to do, I guess I have to. You know what I mean? It's like one of the guys I really like that I don't know, you asked me about heroes before, is this guy Sam Harris, but he doesn't even believe in free will because he says, like everything that goes into a decision, like 99.9% of the stuff you don't have any control over. And I don't go as far as him. Like I believe that people have some sort of like some free will, but at the same time, if I have to, I have to. And 99% of the time, you just have to, right? I like hearing the birds. I love like when it's like far away, or like hearing the ocean from far away, or like the train from far away. I just love when the wind brings some sounds from far away, and it's just part of the background. Yeah, little music of life. I think everybody thinks of themselves as like a writer, right? Like maybe being a writer or something, but it's just like, I could attempt that. I just don't, Like I wasn't even thinking like to make money. Like I was just thinking like the practice, which I think is like, if you write, then you're a writer. So I think like they say, you shouldn't like imagine yourself doing things, because then you give yourself part of like the dopamine release that you would get from actually having done it. For instance, like when people like plan like these like elaborate like diets or workouts or whatever, a lot of times that like works against them, because it's not about like this elaborate like diet or workout plan. It's just about the practice. And I think like when you think like, oh, I'd like to be a writer, it's like actually getting in the way of you being a writer, because really the only thing you need to do to be a writer is just write. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to have anything published, and like maybe publish some things, but that has nothing to do with being a writer or not. The same thing with like being a musician. Like I haven't gigged in years, and like I don't want to. It's not even like about that for me. It's like it's about just playing. Yeah. Have you ever seen like a YouTube video of people like in a coal mine? Have you like they still send people down there. Like that's the first job robots should be doing. I mean, if we're still using coal or anything like that, send a robot. Stop sending people there, right?
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You don't owe me anything. You know what I mean? Like, you did what you did, and that's everything's cool, man. Like, like, I'm not trying to sit up here and judge everybody. That'd be pretty lame. Just make a billion people and judge them all. Like, that's what I came up with to do? I don't think so.
Yesterday I went outside with my mama's mason jar, caught a lovely butterfly. When I woke up today, looked in on my fairy friend, she had withered all away. No more sighing in her breast. I'm sorry for what I did. I did what my body told me to. I didn't mean to do you harm. Every time I've been down, what I think I wanted slips away. The ghost slips away. Hey, hey. Smell Smell you on my hands for days. I can't wash away your scent. If I'm a dog, then you're a bitch. I guess you're as real as me. Baby, I can live with that. Maybe I need fantasy. Life of chasing butterfly. I'm sorry for what I did. I did what my body told me to. I didn't mean to do you harm. Every time I pin down what I think I wanted slips away. The girl slips away. I told you I would return when the robin makes its nest, but I ain't never coming back. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
What's my greatest regret? Burying my soul on this podcast. This is definitely printed from the internet, huh? Did you print this from the internet?
Of course.
Maybe we'll cut that part, the whole curse word thing.